I got the horse right here, the name is Paul Revere, and here's a guy that says if the weather's clear, can do.
Hello racing fans, and welcome back to another edition of Handicapper's Corner, brought to you by the Derby Bar and Grill. I'm Mike Heads, along with Drew Forster. We're going to go through the Friday night races. Yep. August the 2nd races at Hastings. We have 7 thrillers for you on Friday night. First post goes at 7 o'clock, and we do have a little alteration to the schedule this weekend. We will be going Friday and the holiday Monday, so no live racing Saturday or Sunday, but we'll be giving you 10 absolute... Yes. There'll be some really good races on Monday. Here's Hannah, Summerland, a lot of top horses will be racing.
He's the reason.
All the top.
Come back with a big
the best of the best will be running on the holiday Monday. First race will be at 12:50, a little earlier. It is a 12:50 first post on the holiday Monday. We'll get into the Friday night program right now. The first of 7. As I mentioned off the top, this started at 7 o'clock. We got some $16,000 older horses. Good race in here.
It is a good race.
I do see a lot of speed, Drew, and I got to go with the 6 just from a trip handicapping standpoint with Imposing Cat. I think he's the one horse that can rally from off the pace. Blue Dancer seems to show speed. Indy Rock, Metal Magic, Silvertown, and the odds are good. It just seems like there's going to be some fireworks up front, and I think they could play out nicely for Imposing Cat, who did get squeezed at the start last time. Rallied reasonably well. The fractions weren't great, but that particular day, but I think they'll be really good for him. And Scott Williams got along very nicely. He returns to this horse in the saddle. He had a win in a second on him a couple starts back. And I like Imposing Cat to defeat the 4, Silvertown, who is likely going to be the favorite. Returned to 16 grand last time. An even effort. There wasn't anything that really happened that went wrong that day, which concerns me a little bit. But he was, one last hit, and Ezekiel just ran away from him on the head end, but still, he's still good enough to win in here. And I put the 1 horse Blue Dancer for Wayne Oliver and Kerry Raven. This one's been privately purchased, and this one's got a lot of talent. Really nice horse. He's obviously fallen upon hard times at Century Mile, but maybe returning to Hastings, he's going to be a little better. His work test is very good. Richard Hamill rides. That's a big plus. So keep an eye on Blue Dancer. No standout in here. There's a lot of chances in this race. I went 6, 4, and 1.
I went to Blue Dancer, actually. Kerry Raven had a very good year. As you mentioned, I don't think, his races in Century Mile, Century Downs were not that good, but you go back before that, he's definitely got the back class. This was a really nice horse at one time. Didn't he? He ran the Breeders' Cup juvenile, I believe.
Yep. As a 2-year-old,
Yeah, as a 2-year-old.
Obviously the juvenile, 5 years ago.
While
12
ago.
wins. He's a nice horse.
But he's made over 300,000. Work tab looks good, as I mentioned. Kerry Raven's having a good year. Richard Hamill aboard. I'm going to take a flyer on Blue Dancer. I agree with Silvertown. I have him in the 2nd spot. You mentioned a lot of pace in this race. Imposing Cat can come off the pace. I could see Silvertown coming from off the pace too under Denny Velasquez. He's live, and just because I love her, Indy Rock is always solid. She
no other races to go in.
She doesn't have anywhere else to go.
Frustrated to get, you got to run somewhere, and unfortunately, she's going to have to run against some tough older geldings.
Look, 8 of 10 lifetime in the money. She always shows up. She's cool, Philly.
She could win.
She could win. I didn't want to leave her off the ticket. I went 1, 4, and 2 in the first. On to the second. 4,000 non-3 for 3-up Colts and Geldings. Going 6.5 furlongs. Field of 7. I went to the 2 here. Another Guinness. Broke his non-2 impressively. 2 starts back over Ty's Command by 3.5. Got beat by Nexos last time, only by a length and a quarter. Obviously, Phil Hall, Enrique Gonzalez, very tough every time. Another Guinness for me on top. I put Aurora de Oro in the 2nd spot. It's a horse that Glenn Taub bought up here last year from Southern California. Looked very good when he got down to the $4,000 level in his last start for Kerry Raven, and looks to be the speed. I think he could be tough again. He hasn't run, which puts him a little bit behind the 8 ball, but working lights out. His last few works, 47.3, a minute and 2/5, a minute and 4/5. He should be ready with Scott Williams aboard. And I threw in Honk in the 3rd spot, coming off a impressive win at the 4-on-2 level. 4-on-3 shouldn't be too tough. I went 2-5-1.
Yeah, I went to the 2 horse, another Guinness. I think this horse is going to be on the lead and be very tough. Good run-up effort to Next Otis, who was dropping in last time, and I thought that was a good race. I like him to win it. Put the 7 horse Naughty Newman in for 2nd. Dropping
taking the big drop,
16 non-3s into this 4 non-3. That's a huge drop. He's live in here. You definitely need both of those. And I put in Tricky Notice for 3rd. A good effort, decent effort behind Becoming Insider. And
we'll have to wait and see who the rider.
Yeah, we got a lot of changes. Amadeo Perez out at least a couple weeks.
Yeah. Not as bad as I originally thought.
Dislocated shoulder.
Yeah.
That is the injury that has been given us, and a
Happened
dislocated shoulder.
Yeah, happened on a 2-year-old the other day.
And maybe 2, and they're trying to make the Canadian Derby, because he will be, of course, wanting to ride Explode on August the 18th. So he's got 3 weeks to get to that. But anyway, obviously not participating tonight. But I went 2, 7, and 3 in a very tough second race. Third race, 6250 older horses here, going 6.5 furlongs. 7-horse Southern Casanova was tough to get by. This horse, easy win when protected for 4,000 horses waiver claim that day, and nice draw. This horse has had trouble bleeding in the past. Gets a night card, a little cooler temperatures. It's supposed to be a little overcast on Friday night too. So everything adds up to a good performance.
He's looking like a best bet of the day kind of horse for me.
The 5 Courtship would be the next horse. He is dropping significantly. Good runner-up effort to Bluegrass Angus, but last time obviously failed to sustain a bid in that race, and so the Connections have opted to drop him. And I put the 2-horse Run Harvey Run. Good debut effort off the big year layoff, and for Ryan Diott and Antonio Reyes, and this horse I thought is worth following back as well. I've left out Burnham, who's a neat horse. Peyton's Best, nice game win last time. Next Otis did win a conditional race, and that's obviously things are a little tougher. And Act Up won last time. You got a lot of horses in form right now.
Yeah.
But Southern Casanova is miles the best sprinter in here. As you mentioned, might be the best, one of the better bets of the day. But I did go 7, 5, and 2.
I don't have much to add. Southern Casanova, as we talked about, looked like a best by the day candidate. If anybody beats him, it would reasonably be Courtship. The horse has taken the big drop down from 16. And I threw in Burnham, my old buddy Burnham.
Yep.
Always solid, only got beat a couple lengths last time. I could see him hitting the board, that's for sure. 7, 5, and 3 for me in the third. Excuse me. On to the fourth. Very good race here. $50,000 claimant event for older boys, going 6.5 furlongs, field of 6. I really feel this is between the 1 and the 3. Colterbury and Hanson's Victory. They've traded wins back and forth this year. I'm going to Hanson's Victory. Last time they met, he beat him. Then he tried the Lieutenant Governor's, comes back in for 50. I got Hanson's Victory on top of Colterbury, who's missing his good friend Amadeo Perez. We'll have to see who ends up riding him. But it's those two, and then pick another one. Any of my pick 4 tickets or anything, I would just, I think, have those two. I threw in a White Sports Coat, who's a stakes winner already here this year. Cindy Krasner claimed this guy for $50,000 off Phil Hall back on the 1st of July. He's had a nice little breather, working forwardly coming into this, and he gets Richard Hamill. I put him in third, 3-1-5.
I agree. Like you nailed it. 3 and 1 of the horses in here. If Hanson's Victory gets it, another favorable pace scenario, like he did 2 starts back, he's going to win again and hold off Colterbury. Colterbury's a nice sprinter, but he does, as you mentioned, lose Amadeo Perez, who just seems to get along with him perfectly. Those are your 2 horses. I put Bestray in for third. This one's eligible to move forward as well. Been freshened up a bit, been working really well in the mornings. Antonio Reyes has been on for those works as well. So, and the blinkers go on. So perhaps a better performance from Bestray, maybe a little more speed, might be out there with Hanson's Victory, which would give the horse a shot to win. But I thought those were your 3 horses. I went 3, 1, and 6 in the 4th race. The 5th race, made an $8,000 fillies and mares, going 6.5 furlongs. The 2-horse Speedy Miss drops into a good spot. Good runner-up effort, 2 starts back for 16. Last time, really disappointed as the 8-5 second choice, and just kind of was in between horses. Came out again and pressed, and then really faltered in the last 16th of a mile. And hopefully things are better for her, though. But the company change should definitely help. There isn't a lot of speed in here. She should get the lead. And,
I think she's tough,
unless, she's going to be really tough. I put the 6, Her Every Wish, in for second. Good runner-up effort to Bamboo 11, who came back to run very well the other day against winners. So that strengthened that race a bit. Bamboo 11 coming back to run very well. And I put the 4-horse Dawn's Morning in for third. Another one that's going the right way. And we'll see if the new connections can get this one to get Richard Hamill. And 2, 6, 4, I thought were the main threats in here.
I agree with you with Speedy Miss. That's,
solid horse.
Yeah,
she doesn't win. It's really going to be tough. A lot of these horses are so comparable. The 8, the 7, the 1. They're all very comparable, even to my 2nd and 3rd pick.
Yeah, exactly. I'm with you. I like Speedy Miss, and then you
get here, and then everything else
gets a little fuzzier. I put Baby Rose in for second. This is a horse that was privately purchased by Glenn Todd. Ran her for 16. cuts that price in half down for 8, gets Lasix today. I think we will see a better effort from Baby Rose. And as you mentioned, Her Every Wish coming off a strong effort behind Bamboo 11 and came right back to win a 4-on-2. 286 for me in the 5th. On to the 6th, $16,000 straight, 3-year-old filly claimant event, going a mile and a 16th. Well, she's never been beat. I'm going to go right back to her. We Are Free. Got a 55 buyer last time. Was claimed that day by Phil Hall. So she goes to the leading trainer's barn. Have to wait and see. Amadeo Perez was on her, so we're going to have to wait and see who she shows up with. But she's a finality out of the We Are One mare. She's got a good distance number. I don't think going long is going to affect her. Every step she's made is the right one. You know, maiden 4, 8, 16. She just keeps winning. I don't want to go against her. I got We Are Free on top of Snappy Ginger. I put in the 2nd spot. She was 2nd behind her last time. Ran a good race. Was well clear of the 3rd horse. And she's a Stephanotis. She's got a good Tomlinson number. Another one for the distance. First time going long, but Pat Jarvis having a good year. I don't see any reason why she can't be right in the mix. And I threw in Zeta Marie for Frank Barabee. Comes out of a 16-on-3 against older mares, where she only got beat ahead. She's a Drosselmeyer, so distance should be right in her wheelhouse, and she gets Enrique Gonzalez aboard. I put her in the 3rd spot. I went 9-2-6.
Yeah, I agree with the 9. We Are Free, even though the post is not ideal.
Yeah.
This horse is very live. She's so versatile. She came from last one day to win. She goes to the front.
Yeah.
She can do anything. What a cool little filly that...
I'll keep picking her until she gets beat.
Yep, no, she's the right one to play in here. No other races filling, so it's not surprising to see the connections offer her right back for the 16.
Yeah.
You know, there was no 25 or 35 that went. The only other spot would be to run against Summerland on BC Cup Day, which is, you know, a stretch.
Already in the Phil Hall barn as well.
Yeah. But the 9 horse, We Are Free, definitely the horse to beat in here. The 2 horse, Snappy Ginger, I agree, was a runner-up to her last time. She's live in here as well. Ran a very game race for Pat Jarvis and owner Nigel Reed. Great to see him have a nice little claim there. Our recap writer for the Derby Bar and Grill newsletter.
Does a great job.
Does an awesome job. And the 8 horse Blonde, I put Blondie in, just gets back in against the girls.
I know. I was between Blondie and Zeta Marie for my 3rd pick. I looked at Blondie. I took a long, hard look at her. As you mentioned, ran against the boys last time. And before that, for 25, she's 2nd behind Flight Data. And now in here against the girls for 16.
She's had some tough assignments. This is by far her easiest assignment, Blondie. And not a great draw, though. The 8 hole for a closer is not a good spot. Maybe she can find herself wide the whole race, which would, you know, obviously not be the best recipe for a win. But the talent is there. And if Mariano Senzio can get this filly into a good spot, then she's definitely in with a chance. 9, 2, and 8. We Are Free is the horse. Drew and I agree that this is going to be pretty tough. The 7th and final is for maiden $4,000 claimers, going a mile on the 16th. I'm going to try the 8 horse, Attitude Included. I was really impressed. The horse just ran off. Yeah. 40. The first quarter was reasonable.
That's right, yeah.
Second quarter was insane.
23.
The 3rd quarter, he got caught by a couple of horses. I just like the way the horse fended a lot of other horses off for 4th, and this horse kept running in the stretch. And if second time out the horse can kind of relax a little better, I think this horse can win the money, and this barn does very well. This horse that was a huge turnaround. This horse had absolutely shown nothing other than a little bit of speed in 4 prior starts in her career.
And went long for the first time,
And it's some horses, it's amazing. When people, I'm amazed at how many people don't try and go long with speed horses that crash and burn. Because a lot of times it's easier for horses.
It's way easier on them,
the breathing is easier. Like when you're out, the fractions are more relaxed. It's not so intense. And a lot of speed crazy horses will relax and run. And it's amazing how far they'll go when they head in.
We saw it with Milton's horse last year. That good 3-year-old you had was running decent. I mean, special weights. It goes long. He crushes
El Noble,
and just kept going.
But this, I'm not saying this is a great play, but I mean, this horse really improved on the stretch out last time. I think the horse will even be better second time out, and speed going along. Who else did I have in here? I put the 5 horse Random Act in the mix, and also the
815.
Yeah, the 1 horse Finally Famous, dropping from 62 for these $8,000 claimers in for the 4. A couple of good 3rd place runs in the 5 Random Act, who I always pick. Really had every shot to win last time. Made a big move, it hung, and and actually Attitude Included came back and beat that horse easily after being passed, which is unusual for a horse that went a crazy interior fraction, get passed by a couple horses, and then come back on and beat them.
Yeah.
It was impressed me. I just noted that, and I thought this horse is interesting. 815.
I went with the one actually, Finally Famous. This is one he's been running in those maiden eights, which can be a little tougher. Troop On Online, Demerara, Wahoo Bill.
Those are way tougher. Yeah.
He's been getting beat by tougher horses, and I think the drop down to 4,000 should do him well, as well as going long. He's only gone long once, only got beat a couple lengths by Troop On Online. Now in for 4. He's out of Regal Red. He's a half to Wilo Cat, who won many stakes going long. It's the family is distance, and I think 4,000 going long gets in light with the bug boy is like right up his alley. I got Finally Famous on top. I'm not giving up on Gabby's Bay.
Yeah, I did left that at 1-0, and I shouldn't have.
For Terry Clyde. This is a horse that's been improving every start, went long the last 2 starts. First start, runs 6. Last time only gets beat a few lengths and runs 3rd. So it's one going the right way, going long. So I put her in for, forgive me, I always call this one a girl because Gabby's baby. Put him in for 2nd. And I put in Dixie's Wild Card. This horse coming off a good effort behind Panning for Gold in a maiden 4. Ran 2nd last time for Bruce Unwin and Jose Gomez. So put him in for 3rd. I went 1, 7, and 3. That'll do it for our analysis of the Friday night card. Up next on screen will be our picks. Mike, as always,
here we go.
First.
Back in race number 1. I did go to the 6-horse Imposing Cat. Alas, the first victory or calling for anyway, but 6, 4, and 1. There's a lot of live horses in the opener. Second race, I went to the 2, another Guinness. I think this one's a little easier. I think that horse is going to be awfully tough. I believe the 1-horse Honk is going to be scratched, so the 2 is going to be a lot easier race for him. 2, 7, and 3 in the second. Third race, the 7 Southern Casanova, another live one, short price, but should win. 7, 5, and 2. Race number 4 looks like the 3, 1, and 4. Like all 3 of them in here, I went Hanson's Victory on top. Fifth race, the 2 Speedy Miss on the class drop, going to go 2, 6, and 4. Race number 6, number 9, We Are Free, undefeated.
Yep.
And looking to go 4 for 4. Going to go 9, 2, and 8. And in the finale, I went to the 8, Attitude Included. Going to go 8, 1, and 5.
On to my picks, there we go. Back in the first, I went to the 1, Blue Dancer, over the 4 and the 2. In the second, I agree with Mike, number 2, another Guinness, over the 5 and the 1. In the third, I'd say probably best bet of the day type horse, number 7, Southern Casanova, over the 5 and the 3. In the fourth, the 50 for older boys, I went to the 3, Hanson's Victor, over the 1, Colterbury, and I put in 5, a white sports coat for 3rd. In the 5th, I went to the 2, Speedy Miss, over the 8 and the 6. In the 6th, I went to the 9, We Are Free, over the 2 and the 6. And in the nightcap, I went to the 1, Finally Famous, over the 7 and the 3.
Well, thanks everyone for tuning in to Handicapper's Corner. That'll do it for the Friday night, August the 2nd edition here at the Derby Bar and Grill. Hopefully you enjoyed the show.
Yeah.
Hopefully, I think we gave you some winner. I think we'll do good. I think there's some pretty. We're not going to get. I don't think there's any big $30 horses on Friday
easy money.
night.
Yeah.
But
there's a few that look like
I think it'll be a formful Friday evening where a guy can
maybe a couple keys in your pick 4 or something like that. Try and get a long shot in a different race.
But once again, our next live card will be Monday. First race at 12:50. Remember that 12:50 early post. 10 races on BC Cup Day, the holiday Monday, BC Day. I think how many? 6 stakes, 1 marathon.
Yeah.
Couple maiden special weights, and another non-3 16. So really good card, excellent card for the holiday Monday. So it should be a lot of fun. Once again, 12:50 first post. No live racing Saturday or Sunday. So get on here the Derby Bar and Grill, or go to Hastings Racecourse for your simulcasting. Either way, once again, Saratoga Del Mar going on. Lots of great simulcasting on the weekend. But once again, no live racing. Our next live card next Monday. On behalf of Drew, thanks everyone for tuning in. We'll see you next time for here on Handicapper's Corner for BC Cup 25. That'll be our next show coming up. That should be a lot of fun. Hopefully you enjoyed the show. We'll see you next time.
I got the horse right here, the name is Paul Revere, and here's a guy that says if the weather's clear, can do